Our next presenter is Sister Mary Lembo, Mature and Healthy Pastoral Relationships, Emotional and Sexual Maturity for Collaboration Between Priests and Consecrated Women, a Witness to the Kingdom of God.
Good morning, and thank you for having this opportunity to be in tune with all cultures here present and mine in the research I did. In my research, it was a movement. Even though the title is about maturity, collaboration, and showing witness, it moved to ask this question, fundamental question of safeguarding that also Father Zoller and Beer talk about, and I come to these questions today about my research. With whom I feel safe? Where do I feel safe? My research brought for some publication also from the collaboration of different cultures and people. It was in French, and it's published also in French and in German language from the help of Missio. These approaches help because it's about complexity of human being and relationship, and also the topic of my research. So the theory of narrativity helped to construct meaning in suffering situations and also happiness, how to construct meaning. And the interpretation of recur, hermeneutical interpretation, helped to see situations in both sides, not only one aspect, things that can help and those that will be also not helpful. The anthropological perspective helped to see human being able to talk and to present stories about what is life, and also how to construct meaning and in relationship and developmental relations. The methodology of collaborating with participants, I call them participants, to tell the untold stories that they were carrying, to listen to them, and to analyze after, together with them, how are they seeing it. So grounded theory helped for that, to code and analyze, interpret, and compare. And there was not possibility at that time to compare, but something has been done. The objective of my research was, in the context of pastoral relationship, how to understand the imbalance of power between the person helping and the person that is depending for help. Asking for help, spiritual help to live life, make the person to be dependent on the person that is going to help. And I wanted also to say from the beginning that it was not only about maturity, but at the end it moved from maturity to abuse. The aim was to understand, especially the dynamics in the context of relationship among some priests and women religious who went to them to ask for help, or in the context also of collaboration. And this collaboration brings the situation of how, as human being, the collaboration cannot be at the same level, but the women religious are in a subordinate relationship with the priest. The religious women who participate to this research are from different parts, 5 countries of Africa. West Africa and East Africa. It's not that these countries, and they did not want to make for confidentiality, the countries are not known. They are not known also from their personalities and from where they are coming, their communities. This is not because these countries are more having this phenomenal experience more than others, because these women accepted to participate and they are coming from this background. There were 12, all of them, who accepted among more than 200 who were invited to participate, and only 9 stories were helpful to continue or to build the research. 5 religious women that they did the first and final vows, and 4 novices. Most of them finished high school, and yes, also. The result of my research is abuse of power, abuse of trust, physical abuse, emotional abuse, and so also sexual violence, rape, attempt of rape, not wanting sexual intercourse, and sexual and emotional harassment, and sexual solicitations with insistence and threats. The consequences are multi-dimensional also. The integrity, the pain, the pregnancies followed by abortion, and the children also, who are them and what are they becoming as human beings. Psychologically, they're carrying the guilt and shame and all kinds of difficulties at the psychological level. And the question also to understand is who will carry the guilt, who will carry the shame. Is it the person who is in a vulnerable condition, and this condition as pastoral relationship, as I said already, the imbalance of power is obvious, and in the collaboration also. The community, is the community a safe place? Not always. So how it affects the community life also are these different, the feeling of inconsistency in the community, feeling judged by the other sisters, or fearing for the fellow sisters and those who are in formation that the same priest can abuse. Quarrel, jealousy, and all these kind of things were how socially the consecrated woman can be followed or controlled. And the spiritual integrity also is there. Who is God? That these things can happen in the context of religious life. The dynamics that I wanted to understand to prevent, especially in the process of training, are these ones. From the woman religious, they can be having blind confidence in the priest, not paying attention to incorrect gestures and attitude, idealizing the priest. How can a human being, a person be only seen from the perspective of he or her position, in this case, the priest. The position makes that it's not possible to see the bad doing of himself and to confront. Fear to talk about the abuse, confusion, ambiguity, and so on. How difficult to disclose about this because of culture, taboo. And the perpetrators, what is going on? The capacity to groom. And this groom process can be seen here. So to say something about them, they were not known. The participant did not want them to be known, but they are all kind of priests working in school, parish, and the diocese. These are the grooming process, how to act on these women, neutralize the vigilance of the community themselves, isolate them to control, create dependency in different form and create also confusion with cognitive distortions. The cultural particularity I have finally in 2025 to compare my research with Barbara Halsbeck, but her research in German context, but about spiritual abuse on women religious. What I can say about the particularity of the culture is that in the culture of my research, the grooming process was facilitated by the culture norm of socialization that include the emphasis on respect of adult women and children towards adults who are in position, especially. But this respect is not in the opposite way, that women and children also need respect because they are human beings. The understanding of gratitude for gift, services, and favor, how is it? It's not a debt, it's just saying thank you, but how it's understood that a person must to give something to say thank you is another aspect. The relationship, the dependency of relationship also is increase the vulnerability of these women. Recommendation, education in family, schools, university, and culture. Focus on, today we can say, the culture of safeguarding, but I focus on the issue of taboo and others. Initial and ongoing formation had to integrate the idea of power, the understanding of power, and its dynamic in relationship, being in community, in pastoral relationship or collaboration, guidelines, policies, and code of conduct, and for healthy boundaries and measures to facilitate reporting abuse. And this word can be said today about it. In 2014, talking about reporting was not easy, and even to listen to, in this context of my research, listening and accompanying survivors. Thank you for your listening.